What's up guys? In today's video, we're going to be going over my top tips to getting your first 100 sales Etsy.com. As we all know, if you can get over 100 sales and build that momentum, that is really what pushes you to get to the next level with your e-commerce Etsy storefronts. Those are really the most important sales where you're going to learn a lot about your business, how to run the business, your problems you're going to have, the problems with your products you're going to have, things like customer service, your FAQs. All of that data gets really discovered through those first 100 orders as you're starting your business for your first time and having your first customer interactions. So it's really important that you can beat those first 100 sales and use that momentum to then scale up in your Etsy business. So let's hop into this video. What's up guys? My name is Hannah Gardner. If you are new to the channel, I talk about mostly building brands on Etsy and Shopify, but a lot of other e-commerce entrepreneurship stuff as well. If that is what you are into, please do go ahead and subscribe to the channel and comment down below if you're an entrepreneur, what you're working on. If you just want to say hi, all of those things are super welcome on this channel. So my first tip is making sure that all of your listings that you're launching and your storefront is fully optimized. I have a lot more videos and trainings on this topic specifically, but it's super important. One big misconception, or a lot of times, when people first start out, they kind of like half build out their store, half optimize their listings, and then they're like, oh my gosh, why am I not getting any sales? And remember, when you're first starting out, you're not gonna have any reviews. One of the biggest key drivers to someone's Etsy storefront is seeing that social proof, seeing that you have thousands of reviews. And remember, you're competing against people that have thousands or hundreds of reviews depending on your niche. So when you have no social proof at all and you have no reviews, if your listings and your photography and your descriptions and your storefront doesn't have a banner or an about me section, all of those things you're being judged by those things. So if you have them plus you don't have reviews, that's the first thing that you really need to go back and reevaluate before you wonder why you're not getting sales. All right guys, so my second tip kind of goes in alignment with my first tip of really optimizing your storefront and your product listings. To just dive a little bit deeper into this, what does that actually look like on a deeper scale? That means actually doing competitor analysis and product research. So really analyzing the market and seeing who you have to compete, or seeing who even is your competition as you're entering the marketplace and launching products in the same category or niche. For instance, what I personally do is I use data to really support my decisions when it comes to choosing my photography, choosing my keywords, which keywords are essential to really upping your SEO, which stands for search engine optimization. So really doing the proper keyword research, product research, and competitor analysis before you decide on higher level decisions about what products you're going to launch, what type of designs you're going to make, what type of keywords you're going to use, or what type of photography you're going to use, if I didn't already say that. I personally use a tool called everbee.io, which is a really easy and cheap Chrome extension that basically shows me a lot of the data that I need when it comes to making these higher level decisions. For instance, I'm doing competitor analysis, a certain niche like baby clothes. I can go in with my Everbee Chrome extension and discover who not only the top sellers are in that space, but what the top keywords those sellers are using. If they're using really, high search volume keywords, Everbee is gonna help me discover that. And then basically what I do with those keywords is I take those keywords, put them in a list, and then I analyze them even further to really discover which ones are the most competitive and maybe the highest search volume, but also keyword product fit. So are they an actual fit for my store? And I go through that list of keywords and then I decide which keywords I'm actually going to use for my own listing. E-commerce is only getting more competitive. It's gonna come to a point where if you're not doing this type of data-driven decision making, it's just not gonna help you in the long run with being a competitive store when there's gonna be thousands of other Etsy sellers just like you selling a similar item. Now, my third tip to really getting your first 100 sales is getting reviews. So you might be like, well, how do I get reviews if I'm a new store and it's just hard for me to get sales? I would say that you should shoot to at least get 10 friends and families to actually go ahead and purchase something in your store and give you some honest feedback on your items. And they can do that by leaving a review. Really getting those first 10 reviews is probably probably going to be the most difficult. But if you can do that and build that momentum and ask people within your own network to give you an honest review, that is huge. Again, social proof is everything, and you're going to be competing against other storefronts that already have hundreds, if not thousands of reviews. Reach out to your network, ask your friends and family. You want real feedback. Feedback is everything when you own a business. It tells you what's working and what's not working in your business. And it's also going to show Etsy, one, you're making sales as a new store, but two, people are loving your product, hopefully loving your product. I always say, rule of thumb, try to get at least 10 people. If you ask 50 people in your network, maybe hopefully 8 to 10 people would actually support you in your business journey and go ahead and purchase. This is always one option that I think people surpass, or people are nervous because you're building a business for the first time and you want everything to be perfect and you're afraid to like showcase it to your friends and family. But honestly, that data is so important. Like, you have to think in the bigger picture, in the bigger grand scheme of things. Your business of where it is today is not going to be where it is 3 years from now. All of this stuff really, really helps. And it's also really good practice for you when you're first starting out and you really have no experience, with customer service, fulfillment, shipping, packaging, all those things, all those little tweaks that you're going to end up making over time. Guys, my next tip is inside of your packaging, especially when you're first starting out, you should have some type of insert. So a product insert is like a little piece of paper or like a business card that you put inside the product. Sometimes on that card, people put care instructions, they put thank you so much for your purchase. But what I recommend is offering an upsell. So actually offering a discount on that card, because one, that's gonna bring them back to your store to purchase again, hopefully for a second time. So if they really, really love your product, they probably will purchase again. So if you offer them a discount to get them back into your store a second time, that really shows Etsy that they're loving your store. Another recommendation for your insert, one thing I will say that is actually against Etsy's policy is something called incentivized reviews. So you don't actually want to say, hey, I will give you 20% off if you will leave me a review. You don't want to use that language at all, because that's really against policy. That's incentivizing somebody to do something. So I'll give you this if you do that for me. So you don't want to use that type of language, but I would say it is beneficial to offer them a discount and get an upsell, so get a second purchase, but then also underneath that say, we would love to hear your feedback. If you had a great experience, or please leave feedback. So not incentivizing the discount, you're already giving them the discount, but if they did love your product that much that they're gonna go back for a second time and actually take the time to go back on their cell phone, look up your store name or whatever the case may be, if they're taking the time to do that, they are gonna be way more likely to leave a review. Just like another little trick, you could put a QR code on that card as well. And there's a lot of free QR code generators on the internet. You literally just look up free QR code generator, and then you link your Etsy store page to that QR code. Put that graphic on your insert. They'll actually be able to scan the card, and it will bring you right back to your Etsy storefront page. So they don't have to like go through the hassle of actually like going to Etsy and typing in your store name manually. Anything where people have to do more manual tasks, you're gonna have a drop off. So making it that much more easier by using a QR code is absolutely huge. This is gonna help you a lot, especially in the beginning, to really getting reviews as fast as possible. There's a lot of ways that you can play around with inserts and QR codes and funneling people in different places. But honestly, when you're first starting out, I think that's huge. And if you can give a huge discount on that second purchase, even so much that maybe you're even breaking even on the second sale, remember the winning is getting that review. Again, you don't want to incentivize the review by saying, I'll give you this if you do that. You just want to send them to your storefront, but then put it in the back of their mind, hey, but also if you would like to leave a review, please leave a review. And with that being said, another tool that I think is super valuable to share is Canva. It has like thousands and thousands of templates for stuff like this, whether it's for logo making, whether it's for any graphic design, for any paper inserts. Honestly, people even have whole Etsy stores with Canva templates that they literally get from Canva and then they sell them back on Etsy for like digital products. So Canva is honestly my favorite tool. It's like Photoshop for beginners. All right, guys. So my last and my final tip to really skyrocketing and getting your first 100 sales on your Etsy store is running Etsy paid traffic. This is called Etsy PPC, Etsy pay per click. Running ads inside of your Etsy dashboard, where basically when you go to Etsy.com and you see the first row and it said this is an Etsy ad, you're actually buying for those positions and you're actually paying when someone actually clicks on that ad. Etsy ads is like the easiest ads that you can run compared to Amazon PPC, compared to Google, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok ads. Etsy ads are literally the absolute easiest types of ads to run. They're not going to give you a full budget in the beginning, but Etsy's ads and their algorithm is way smarter than you. And honestly, it's going to optimize your listings based off the keywords and your click-through rates and the data that you basically put into your listing. So if you're doing the proper product optimization and competitor analysis, when you run ads, they should be profitable if you're doing the proper stuff up front. I would not recommend for anybody to run Etsy paid traffic until you are fully confident in your value propositions, your photos, your tags, your titles, descriptions, and obviously your product that you're selling. Once you feel like and you're confident in all of those areas, I will say running Etsy paid traffic is going to be the fastest way to really skyrocket your impressions to your store. So guys, those were my top tips of really getting your first 100 sales when you're first starting out on Etsy. If you guys have any comments, questions, or any other value tips that you have, please do comment them down below and subscribe to the channel if you got any value out of this video, and I will see you guys in the next video.